In our daily lives, the promise of freedom through endless options can often lead to unexpected burdens. Join us in a playful yet profound exploration of how too many choices can cloud our decision-making, prompting us to ponder, could embracing simplicity actually be the key to a richer, more fulfilling existence? Imagine standing at the crossroads of life, where every path seems to offer a different possibility for happiness, success, or fulfillment. Yet, as we widen our view, we might find that this abundance of options doesn't necessarily liberate us. It can overwhelm us. At its core, the paradox of choice tells us that while the promise of freedom is enticing, too many alternatives can make our decision-making process convoluted and stressful. Each option carries its own set of potential regrets, nudging us to dwell on what might have been if we had chosen differently. This maze of choices often leaves us ruminating on missed chances rather than celebrating the act of deciding. It is as though the very variety that's meant to enhance our lives can also unexpectedly bind us in cycles of self-doubt and internal chaos. Exploring this paradox invites us to reflect on how simplifying our options might lead not only to more decisive actions, but also to a more peaceful state of mind, where the allure of endless possibilities is balanced by the clarity of a focused path. Imagine standing amid a dazzling array of paths, each promising unparalleled freedom and empowerment. At first glance, the idea of absolute choice seems to liberate us, each option a gateway to a life meticulously crafted by our own hands. Yet, beneath the shine of limitless possibilities lies a shadow of hidden anxieties. The idea that more choices inherently lead to empowerment turns out to be more illusory than real. With each additional option, the weight of potential regret and the fear of making the wrong decision quietly creep in, often culminating in a paralyzing indecision. The freedom promised by abundance slowly transforms into a labyrinth of doubt, where decision fatigue becomes all too common. Instead of experiencing the clarity of liberation, many find themselves burdened by an internal tug-of-war, questioning not only the choices before them, but also the very essence of what it means to be free. Could it be that true liberation might lie not in the vanity of endless options, but in the subtle art of deliberate restraint? In this reflective space, we are gently invited to reconsider our assumptions about freedom, pondering whether sometimes less truly is more. Imagine for a moment that you're the subject of an experiment, a playful probe into your own mind, a series of choices laid before you, each one shimmering like a piece of modern art. As you stand before this vibrant display of possibilities, you might begin to wonder whether the dazzling array of options is indeed a gift, or if it subtly burdens the mind with the weight of constant evaluation. Picture a scenario where every decision is paired with a hidden cost. Each choice, rather than symbolizing freedom, might instead lure us into intricate debates within our own consciousness. A debate between what seems immediately appealing and what our instincts quietly warn us against. The emotional toll is not always apparent at first glance. It gathers like a soft, persistent hum, growing louder until we find ourselves caught in the grip of decision fatigue. In these experiments of thought, we are invited to reconsider what it means to truly choose, rather than bathing in the glow of limitless options. The curious mind might discover that each additional alternative subtly adds complexity to its inner dialogue. It's as if every new possibility acts like a playful yet persistent whisper, questioning whether the effort invested in weighing options is worth the elusive promise of perfection. It's both amusing And a little ironic to think that in our modern quest for freedom, we may have constructed a labyrinth where every door leads to further deliberation, rather than a clear path to fulfillment. This playful inquiry into the nature of choice leads us to a contemplative crossroads. Are we, in our pursuit of an ever-expanding horizon of options, inadvertently caging ourselves in a web of endless evaluation where each decision could seem both monumental and marginal? With every passing moment, the formal debate between boundless freedom and the comfort of limitations stirs not only our intellect, but also our emotions, urging us to reflect. Might the secret to genuine liberation lie in embracing fewer, more mindful choices? In the quiet, after the cacophony of alternatives, we might just find that the real art of choosing is not to multiply our options, but to cherish them, transforming each decision into a small, intentional act of self-empowerment. There is a quiet, profound beauty in choosing less and experiencing more. Imagine a life where each decision is made not in the frenzy of competing alternatives, but with the calm, deliberate intent of a mindful practice. In our journey through modern life's relentless display of options, we have come to recognize that reducing choices can open up a space for genuine satisfaction. Picture a serene room, uncluttered and focused, where every object holds intent and every moment is savored. Such a space invites us to engage fully with what truly matters. When we narrow our focus, we invite clarity and depth into our lives. Our attention is no longer splintered by the chase for the next tantalizing possibility, but concentrated on relishing the simple, fulfilling pleasures that stand before us. As we reflect on the interplay between choice and contentment, consider the delicate interplay between our inner desires and the external demands for more. In a world that equates abundance with liberation, it is both refreshing and liberating to find truth in the art of restraint. Reducing the clutter of endless decisions allows us to nurture our inner voice, to make decisions that resonate with our core values instead of fleeting trends. There is a joy that arises from simplicity, a joy born from the ease of moving through life, unburdened by perpetual deliberation. In this state of focused intent, each choice we embrace feels more like a deliberate step toward what we hold dear, and less like a gamble in an overwhelming sea of possibility. When we cultivate simplicity, we also foster mindfulness. It becomes possible to appreciate each moment, every decision turning into a mindful act of discovery, rather than an act of burdened obligation. In the gentle quiet that results from paring down our options, we find space to breathe, to reflect, and to connect more deeply with both ourselves and the world around us. Perhaps true satisfaction lies not in having every option imaginable, but in discovering the profound richness that originates from thoughtful selection. A freedom to live fully in the present without the constant pull of the infinite.